Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing this, the TC Electronic Polytune 3 Mini. This is a polyphonic tuner, which means you strum all the strings and it tells you if they're in tune all at the same time. Brilliant. There's a black and a white version for this. I've got the noir version. There's also a larger version of this, the full size version, which has got one or two sort of extra features, maybe just the one. We'll go through that later. I did previously own the full version of this, and it was the best tuner I've ever owned. I thought I would skimp a little bit, get the mini version, the cheaper version. This is £49 as opposed to £59 for the bigger version. We'll talk through the pros and cons of each as we go along. But first of all, let's just cover the features of this pedal, right? So, starting off with these two little, don't know if you can see that, little dip switches on the left hand side. So we've got one to switch between true bypass and buffered mode. So true bypass is everything passes through sort of unaltered, the signal's unaltered. Buffered is if you've got a few pedals after this in your chain, it'll just maintain the output, right? So I like to keep it in true bypass because I haven't got that many pedals, it's not an issue. So I want that purer signal. You can't really tell the difference, to be honest, with my setup. And the other mode, which only works when you've got the buffered mode engaged, is what's called an always on mode. So say, for example, normally you'd be tuning up, it's muted, and then you turn it off, and then the signal comes through. With always on mode, it's always on regardless. So it will still mute and unmute, but the display won't change. So I guess what that's good for is if you just want to change on, tune up on the fly. You know, if you're in the middle of a solo and you just want to see what the note is, you can just tune it up on the fly without having to mute, which is a good feature, right? Another feature is if you hold down the foot switch, it puts you into drop D mode, which is good. If you want to just instantly get to that, and then hold it down again to go back into standard tuning. On the right hand side is this switch where you can flick between the various tuning modes. So all of the scale, and then these are the capo modes. Oh, I don't want to be in F. Let's hold that down. Sorry. I think I've just changed the strobe mode there. Right, so there's a different capo modes, capo 1 to 7, and then back to E. And then one more feature is if you hold down this button, it switches between strobe mode, which looks like that, or standard mode, which I prefer, which looks like that. There you go. So, you know, how does this work in practice, right? So everything's obviously very clear and bright, which is good. So you strum all of the open strings, and it'll just give you a reference telling you what's in out of tune. So that's, you know, a massive time saver. But you can also tune up individual strings too. And you know, with the full size version of this, I never had an issue. You know, if I did the polyphonic tuning, I kind of trusted it to be correct. What I've noticed with this is, though, I don't know if it's because it's the smaller screen and it can't be as accurate because it's you know, there's less real estate to display. What I've noticed is, even though everything looks in tune, sometimes you know it's not in tune, so you have to go into the individual strings anyway just to double check, which is a bit of a pain. But it seems to be, there you go, that low E. So, yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is this mode is not as accurate as just going into the individual strings anyway. Yeah, so like I say, this is £49. It's £10 more for the full size version. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to sort of support the channel and purchase through my affiliate links for Tommen and Guitar Center. What else? Yeah, so the difference is, I mean, this is, you know, AC power only. You can't power this with a battery. And also this lacks the sort of the 9V output. So the full size version, you know, you could power it and then power another pedal next in the chain. Now, I'm not really bothered by that because I've got a sort of daisy chain power anyway, so I can't really see the benefit. I think one of the big downsides of this, apart from, you know, the accuracy of the polyphonic tuning, is because the size, if you're, you know, using a pedal board, you know, the full size pedal is kind of better because you've got more area to sort of fix down. But this is kind of, you haven't really got much of an area for the Velcro to stick, if you know what I mean. I guess one solution is to put it horizontal, but it's not as good. The wires don't sort of fall as nice. It's also, you know, so it's just a bit more wobbly. I mean, it's fixed in there now. It won't fall off, but it's took a while for it to get into this state, and it's never going to be as sturdy feeling as a larger, you know, a larger format pedal. And as I say, AC power only, it's too small to fit a battery. So yeah, I think that just about covers it. I don't want to sort of waffle on about it too much. So there's not that many, you know, of these Polytune polyphonic pedals on the market. I know that the you know, the Boss GE10, the GE100, they've got like a polyphonic tuner built in. But yeah, if you're looking for a separate polyphonic pedal, yes, there's not much out there really. There's this. I mean, drop us a comment. I can't think of another brand that does these as separates. So yeah, it's staying on the board. It does the job. You know, a few nice features. You know, if you're into your alternate tuning, you know, that's really good. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.